That clown. But before I start, follow me now. There's a chill in the air that wasn't there before. Or maybe it's just the weight of the story I'm about to unfold. A story that started in the most mundane of places. A youth group meeting in a church basement. The man standing before us, introduced as Pat, looked like he'd walked straight out of a cautionary tale, with a pentagram tattoo peeking from under his collar and a series of sixes dancing across his knuckles. His words, "He's coming for you," felt like a cold hand sliding down my spine, and the fact that his gaze was locked on me didn't help shake the unease. Pat's story unfolded in fragments of nightmares and warnings, a tapestry of his past woven with threads of dark encounters and desperate changes. He spoke of demons and despair, of a life so entangled with the dark that the light of a church burned his skin. Yet here he was, standing in one, claiming salvation. I listened with a mix of skepticism and fascination, caught between disbelief and the primal fear his words stirred. It didn't help that his presence seemed to cast a shadow that no light could pierce, making the air in the musty church basement feel even heavier. The night moved on, the atmosphere thick with the weight of Pat's testimony and the silent questions it raised. Chelsea, my reason for being here, seemed drawn into the gravity of the evening, her hand finding mine in the dim light. Our fledgling relationship, still unsure and new, suddenly felt like a life raft in a sea of uncertainty. But as the night stretched towards the inevitable closure of prayer and the promise of fast food fellowship, I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched, of being singled out by forces I neither understood nor wanted to acknowledge. The journey from the church to the burger place was a procession of shadows and flickering streetlights, a physical manifestation of the unease that had taken root in my chest. Each step felt like moving deeper into a story that I had no control over, a narrative that whispered of dangers lurking just out of sight. The group's laughter and chatter did little to dispel the growing sense of dread, the feeling that we were walking into a scene set not for us, but for something else entirely. The burger place, with its flickering lights and atmosphere of forgotten dreams, felt like the stage for the final act of the night's drama. The presence of that clown, an unexpected and uninvited performer, brought a surreal twist to the already strained evening. His silent demands, the offer of a handshake that felt like a pact, seemed to pull the night into a spiral of absurdity and fear. Rejecting his offer felt like defiance, a small victory in a battle I didn't understand, but it was a choice that left me isolated, walking away from Chelsea and the safety of numbers. The walk home was a descent into a personal hell, a test of nerve and faith I didn't know I had. The chase, the encounter with that clown and the desolation of a road lit only by failing streetlights was a nightmare made real. His demand, simple yet impossible, carried a weight of inevitability. The refusal, a moment of clarity in the grip of terror, was a line drawn in the sand of my own convictions. And in the end, when death seemed certain, a moment of unexpected grace spared me, leaving me alone with the consequences of my choices and the knowledge that some stories, once started, demand to be finished, even if it means stepping into the unknown. Be prepared, because the story I'm presenting to you tomorrow will surprise you.